are you? Test, test. Hello? I think we're good. Guys, I'm dual streaming right now, so bear with me. My internet dies and or my computer dies. You know why. The 5900X is not coming until tomorrow. Hope you guys are doing well. And let me know in the chat if that's good, if you can actually hear the music, or if the music is not at all. Let me know. I can adjust it. What's up, server? Let me let everybody know we are live. Sounds good. Can you actually hear the music a little bit? Okay, cool. Yeah, so with the streaming software, guys, like I can increase the sound in YouTube, and that makes it louder for you guys. But if I decrease it on the desktop, it actually it mutes it in my ears, but doesn't affect you guys. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, let's get going in a second. Let's hope you guys are doing well. You guys should be doing well. Charts are insane. We got a lot to talk about today, and we are live. If you don't know, I've got YouTube going, and I'm gonna try to dual stream for a while, maybe get Restream going. I'm trying to switch over to OBS, but I'm literally running two different things now. If you notice, I got cool little animations, so let's see if live stream works. Live stream, TV stream, looks good. All right, so if you're on YouTube too, what's up, guys? What's up, Spitz? Welcome to the weekly Rainbow Trends market review stream. You know what we do, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time every Thursday. We hang in here for an hour, hour and a half, then we head over to the Discord where we have an open mic discussion where anybody can chat about what they want and ask us questions or share us whatever theories you guys got, or want to ask me one-on-one questions in front of the crowd or whoever. We're down for it. But thank you for being here, and thanks for showing up. And if you're new to everything, check us out at rainbow-trends.com. That's where all of our information is, as well as our free tools, our premium tools, the back history of where exactly Rainbow Theory came from, our liquidation tools, all the different stuff. And someone actually messaged me today. They just found out, they've been a client for a long time. They just found out about the Golden Pocket tool, which is free. So definitely sign up and check out the free tools. The dude did the full dive into the premium tools, and now he just found out about the free tools, and he's having a great time. So anyway, moving on. Also, make sure you go like the indicator page. If you actually click this, it takes you to the bigger breakdowns of everything, of what's going on. With more explanations and stuff than just the front one. So, anywho, moving on. I wanted to start the stream off with something Pixis sent us, since if you guys know, I just got a new to me Toyota Tundra, which I am smitten with. I'm trying to fix a rattle in the dash, but besides that, I'm smitten with it. And if you don't know, Toyota is at an all-time high right now. But I wanted to share this. Let me pause the music when we can play this one, because this is an old Toyota Tacoma ad, but I love it. And this is the car that what's his name, Christian Bale. This is Christian Bale's truck. Dude, it's worth multi millions of dollars. This is what he drives. This exact year. He's got the single cab though.
Precious 4x4, hang out all day with your stupid friend's truck. Loved it.
Angry girlfriend wanted to destroy the car. And it survived. Absolutely love it. Anyway, to show that off though, I really want one of those models. By the way, they're like they're the smaller Tacomas before they got full, like way bigger. But if you don't know, Toyota's on a tear, and everybody wants to talk Nvidia. Dude, Toyota's going for it. And if we want to get technical, man, my Wyckoff ways are screaming at me. Reaccumulation, right? That's awesome. With a retest, look at that. You want to talk about pivots being on point? That's awesome. So I'm very bullish on Toyota. Their vehicles are awesome. Needless to say, I really want a Supra now. I got to ride with a coworker 2 days ago. We went out to go get lunch, and he's got the Z4, which is basically the same thing as a Toyota Supra. That thing was stupid quick for a 4-door sedan. But while you're here, make sure you click subscribe, like or dislike. Either way, it helps us out a lot. Really putting in the work on the YouTube channel. And I actually have a new processor coming in to help me with that, because it takes forever to process these 2-hour videos. And hopefully getting to speed that up. But shout out to Crypto Data, who just is building a computer that's got, I think, 32 cores and pulls 500 watts just for the CPUs. So my upgrade to a 12 core is quite lame now in comparison. But anywho, you guys know what's going on. We're like 55 days before the halving, and you know my story. What we're doing, we called reaccumulation to the T, and if you're here, Stacks, this is the lowest time frame I will look at for Wyckoff. This is something that Stacks was asking about, some low time frame Wyckoff stuff, and this is, for me personally, this is as short of a time frame as I'll look at it. And frankly, this is over 2 months of time frame. I don't think Wyckoff stuff exists. I take that back. It might exist on lower time frames, but I've never seen anybody actually trade it. It's only on the higher time frames, like 2 months, is where I've seen people actually do damage with it. And what caught me on this one is I've learned how to catch creeks. And what you'll notice is typically there'll be a pivot and someone will print a range high, and people will say higher high, let's moon it. And then they destroy you and they grind you down to this bottom kind of like springish territory. And then they jump the creek and then they full send you. So they get you to long here, they liquidate you, and then they bump you all the way up and they run us up and out, and you cry the whole way. And it's designed by the whales to slurp up all your precious capital. And they're really, really good at what they're doing. And I will show you the last trade setup that I vowed to never, ever miss a creek again. And this is it. Back in 2021, we had the like $65,000 all-time high on Bitcoin, and then we came down, and this just crushed everybody, right? But I remember, and it doesn't look as good on daily, so let me go back to 4-hour and find it, because on 4-hour it was super bait. It baited everyone, and it got me too. Because everyone, and I noticed it, everyone on Twitter said the same thing. Higher high, let's go. And technically, people that track higher highs and higher lows, plus the different algorithms that trade, it will bait those and get you. Yeah, here we go. Looks really good on the 4-hour. So, if you draw a pivot here manually, I don't know why it's not on there right now. Probably is on lower time frame, but that's not the tool. That's the horizontal one. Right there. So, when I say higher high, I meant it. That right there baited everybody to get long. People who just got completely wiped out. Even the guys who called these tops, this stuff got them. Went all the way down, crushed, came back up. Hey look, higher high, rock and roll. Nope. And we proceeded to form this awesome creek. And then we hopped up and out. And if you'll notice, if you were in Rainbow Trends at the time or followed me on Twitter or whatnot, you'll notice that I didn't catch this, but I caught that. And I wanted to just highlight it since we're talking about it now. Do you see the death wick here? And then you see white candles, and then you see oranges and yellows to oranges, some strength again. Do you notice there's no yellows here? That was my go-to. we just went from a full color rotation, and we went to a slightly lower low, but the colors were weaker, and that showed me that the bears at the time, the whales, had lost their strength. And even though they grinded us down, I knew that that was the creek we were about to jump, and I actually got long on like that candle, and then we went boom and took off. So lesson there, worth repeating, because if I can teach you guys how to see the creeks, Wyckoff stuff gets a little easier, because man, most people post like Wyckoff stuff in hindsight, and frankly a lot of the Wyckoff guys argue with each other. So like, needless to say, it's a very hard thing to master. There's only like 2 people that I will listen to when it comes to Wyckoff analysis in general, right? Even though there's thousands of them on Twitter. So keep that in mind. But if you use Rainbow Trends, it can help you out with this Wyckoff stuff, because it's going to form your base levels. Like, you already have like some of the lines forming of like a Wyckoff schematic. But the big key thing, if you can learn how to spot a Deathwick, which is this bad boy, and we don't get these very often, this Deathwick, you know accumulation range is going to form on the high time frames. And if you ever see me typing in HTF on the Discord or Twitter, I'm referring to high time frame. If you see me type in LTF, I'm referring to low time frame. But if you get a Deathwick, that's a mile marker, and it's going to tell you, hey, we're going to go into accumulation for months. So you can sit here and play these ranges, and the Deathwicks are going to paint differently on what exchanges you are. Because you got to remember, this shut down FTX, this shut down Binance, this shut down Kraken. It shut down a lot of people. But the key is, once you know, like, you're living in the moment of an accumulation range, and you know, like, the rest of the map is coming, because really it looks like this when we're live. You don't see the rest of it. But you know the highs and lows are going to bounce, and we're going to do accumulation for a while. The key thing is, know that this bad boy's coming. Now, they call this the creek, right? I don't know what the technical term for this is. I just call it the mountain. And if you're new here, welcome to Rainbow Trends, where Rainbow Runner just makes up terms. I call it the mound, or the mountain, and then the creek kind of falls down the backside. And then we jump the creek, and that's where we full send out. So this one, study this one. This one has a Deathwick, which is cheat codes for accumulation. We have a beautiful creek, albeit you could draw the creek to here. And that kind of sucks, but in general, that's how I see it. And it helps you understand where we are with stuff. Because if you can spot that damn thing, and we caught this one too. This is back in 2022. And I hope you guys like the content, because I'm just ad-libbing this, because this is alpha that I wasn't planning on talking about tonight, but it's a good point. Higher high, boom, all the way down. Weaker colors, higher high. It's even above the pivots. Bam, 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 bam. And then we came all the way down. You get your nice creek. And then this was actually FOMC, I think. Or it was FOMC or CPI? I don't remember. And then we were forming a Wyckoff range. And then FTX happened. And we went to a range even lower, which went down to like 15,000 and messed everything up. So not everything's textbook. Actually, very few things are. And then we've been pulling up ever since. But I did catch the reaccumulation Wyckoff and posted that one. And was super, super happy, because reaccumulation for me is way harder to catch than accumulation, because you don't get the Deathwick. You come up into a drive, it rolls over, and then you start forming it, right? So it's much harder for me to figure out. But I did catch this higher high with a creek. And once we jumped this creek, I only realized it once we were here. I didn't catch it down here that I was like, hey, this is reaccumulation. I only caught it once we were up over here, and I was like, wait a minute. I was drinking my coffee, looking at the chart. I was like, that's a damn creek. So we've got to buckle up, because people want to do sell the news, because this was the ETF listing. And I was like, no, that's a creek. And since that reaccumulation happened, we're up 25%. If you really caught the creek jump, it's closer to 30, but you get the point. That's a nice move. So that is kind of some Wyckoff cheat codes for Rainbow Theory, and hope you enjoy it, because it helps a lot. Because the way trading goes, you'll notice, you'll start studying all this stuff in hindsight, and then you'll start detecting patterns on your own live, but you're just a little bit behind the curve. And then eventually you start noticing, I'm here in the map now, and I need to prepare for what's coming next because I know what's going to come next. And then once you know what's like highly probably coming next, it's like cheat codes. It really, really is. You give me a Deathwick, like I'm real confident where I'm at and can trade it really, really well. I'm not so confident on this side of it, reaccumulation phase, but once you give me a creek with a failed high or high, I'm good to go. So I've been really, really bullish here, and I've just been holding, and now we're up to $52,000. The halvening is coming. I saw.
Thank you for the ice cream.
Thank you for
gang,
the follow.
Gang, gang, slay.
I believe it's like April 17th now. The miners have been mining a little bit faster. The 10 minutes per block kind of wiggles where the halvening date's going to be. But it's right here. It's not 420 anymore. It's like 418 or 419. But we're getting close. It's like 54 days, something like that. And move my label up because price has moved considerably. That's how that works. That's going to come. And in the past, halvenings have been sell the news. Sometimes we dip below. Sometimes we go right up into it. And then we sell the news. And then we belly up and we go up for the full bull run. People keep asking me when and how can I get in, man, there have been people asking that since $35,000. So I don't really have a good answer for you. I don't think we're coming down. I think you'll get your opportunities to come when stuff blows out, but to me, we're past my order blocks. We're past my pivots. And you remember when we were streaming to a really small crowd, and we were trying to, or I say we were actually trading this. When we were going through these paces, once we crossed this upper order block where you can see that the algo is just sitting here loading pivots on the daily, we knew it was lights out and it was time to rock and roll. And since then, you know, I kept saying, like, it's time to pack your bags. We're running out of time. I don't think we're going to 5K or 10K. Maybe we revisit some of the area, but once we got up and above and we didn't even come down, I don't really think 20K is on the table, unless we just have an absolutely catastrophic worldwide meltdown. I think, it is what it is, and I don't know how to word this, but I'm trying to see if I can show you guys the colors. Yeah, here it is. People are conditioning themselves. They want to see this. They want to see a parabolic print with a pullback, and they want to snipe this. But we're not in that part of the cycle yet where that typically happens. This typically is a setup that you see after the halvening, once the momentum's really, really going with the whales and like the leverage numbers starts heating up on a high time frame. So, and you'll notice this went pink on the daily and actually got above the reversion bands. If you've noticed, we've been climbing on Bitcoin, but we've been respecting the reversion bands. If you notice, we kissed. We never went through them. Hell, we never even touched the second level inside of them. We've only stayed in kind of the darker one. And right now we're doing that again. So maybe we go sideways and we pump back up into this. I don't know. But what I'm saying is it's green. So typically, without an extended like Bart hairline, I don't think we're just going to flash crash back down to $41,000 and you're going to get a super entry. Maybe you do, and I don't blame you for having like dry powder. But if you sit on your dry powder for 2 months and watch everything like 5x, like it's going to suck. Now, with that being said, your boy Runner is going to get really uncomfortable if we get to all-time high order block before the halvening, because you're legit in quote-unquote it's different this time, because it legitimately is. It really is. And I'll show you why. Give me 1 second. So we have the halvening, that's the all-time order block. We've got the low time frame. I'm just trying to get on my math, but let me catch up on the chat real. What's up? See what's up. Big shout out to server. Fletch is back. Fletch, I was just talking to you today about with Vital. What's up, Oxbugga? Aslan is always. By the way, Aslan, shout out to Zipple. His team made it to the Counter-Strike tournament playoffs. I'm super, super, super excited for them. What's up, Spits in the YouTube? And then Paperclip Maximizer. Yeah, current momentum doesn't match the pre-happening either. So anything can happen. I think you're true too. I think that's true to an extent. That's kind of what I want to talk to here. So we all want to talk Bitcoin flows. Everyone wants to talk on-chain analysis and blah, 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 blah. I will tell you, the way I picked up Rainbow Theory studying whales, in my opinion, and my opinion's worth not even a blue check mark on Twitter right now. Whales act different when they're observable. And whales know damn well they're observable. There's a reason it took a very, very long time to find Michael Saylor's wallets. Even though every time Michael Saylor bought Bitcoin, he told you exactly what he paid for it, the number of Bitcoins he had, and what his current DCA is, but people couldn't find his wallets. So people obscure their stuff. And Michael Saylor doesn't even care if you see what he's doing because he announces it. He's forced to announce it even in his public quarterly, whatever, financial statements, so keep that in mind. So I was always kind of skeptical of like on-chain data because like, oh, this wallet's doing this. Because sometimes these whales play games. They'll send $100 million to an exchange and just bring it back. So it'll flip people out. And there's actually people that like run on sub-second quant bots that will front run on-chain analysis to the exchanges, and like it gets crazy. Like the whales take it to a level that's just insane. You gotta remember, there's people with like PhDs that they pull out of Harvard to like code this stuff, and they do it full time. So, in my opinion, I'm not so crazy about that data, and that's why this is so damn important. And this is the website I keep quoting. So I'm going to drop it in the YouTube chat, and I'm going to drop it in the Discord. Farside.co.uk, page 997. I'm not sure why it's called this. What you're looking at is a web page, which is an actual algorithm. All this data is pinged from the servers of all these different ETFs live. So as the data comes through the night, the data gets posted, and then these are the real numbers. And this data, to me, is more valuable. And the reason it's more valuable, these are ETF numbers, and these basically telling you in millions of dollars is what this is in US dollar M, which means this says 64, it means $64 million. What this says is this many millions of dollars of Bitcoin was purchased today. It was put in iBit's wallet, which is BlackRock's wallet, and it was put in cold storage, basically. Now, every day there's trade, so some of that comes out, some of it comes in, but this is telling you the net of the day. So every single day, you can see how many millions of dollars Bitcoin was sold or bought, right? And if you've noticed, BlackRock is offloading. Ah, dang it, I didn't make the Excel sheet. The whole stream, I wanted to show this, and I forgot to make it, but I'll walk you through it. And you've noticed the total has been positive for every day except yesterday. Yesterday was actually a negative outflow. Grayscale themselves sold $200 million worth of Bitcoin, and the market absorbed it, and we didn't go to zero, right? It's pretty cool. The thing I really, really want to point out here is this is real data. We know exactly where this stuff is going, where it's at, who has custody of it, and what we're seeing emerge is something very, very interesting. And this is kind of why I think it's legit, kind of different. So let me switch to standby because I want to pull up. I'm streaming on the ultra wide, so I'm not as confident as I used to be with my screens. And one stream shows it and the other one doesn't. All right, I'll ad lib and do some mental math. How many Bitcoin are being mined daily? You need to ask yourself that question. And right now,
thank you for the ice cream.
Thank you for the
gang,
follow,
gang,
guys.
Gang. Slay.
It's about, pre-halving, about $45 million. So every 10 minutes, a block is mined, and Bitcoin is given to the miners as a reward. I think it's 6.25 or something like that, and then it's going to get halved in 50-something days, 55 days. So it's going to go down to like 3. But the point is there's 10 block, or there's 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, and throughout the day, on average, if you just ballpark with the current prices, there's about $45-50 million worth of Bitcoin being mined every day by the miners. And the whole cycle of that is that getting cut in half. $50 million a day. We'll just round it up. 50 million. Fidelity, by themselves, Fidelity Investments, they're consuming more than the miners can actually produce right now by themselves. BlackRock is doing it on orders of magnitude. When they did 330 million back on February 15th, that was 6 times what the miners were producing. So you have to ask yourself, what's price? It's supply versus scarcity, I guess you say. Supply. Money versus supply, blah, 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 blah. I'm going pretty deep here. I'm losing it. But the point, what I'm saying is I don't think... I think this is going to get squeezed beyond belief if these numbers sustain. If we keep coming in positive, there's not enough Bitcoin to go around. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that'll ever be produced. And I think we're going to see a delayed reaction to this happening. And I really think it's going to go up. And to start off this stream at the very beginning, because I forgot to say this, but I mean it with every stream, this stream is intended for educational purposes only, not intended to be used as financial advice. Even if you were to mistake this as financial advice, this would be god-awful advice, and Gary Gensler would very, 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 very much disagree with what I'm saying. Anyway, back to the stream. This is a lot, and this is a big deal, and I don't know where this is going to come from. The miners aren't going to be able to feed these things, and you have to remember, we're not even in the crazy parabolic times yet when it comes to market cycles. God knows what Fidelity's going to accumulate and consume when price is going exponential. Are we going to see Fidelity? I mean, they've already done a $330 million day. Are we going to see $1 billion daily buys from BlackRock? I don't know. And I'm really concerned. Not concerned, but it changes. Like, it's very bullish, but it changes my outlook on this cycle, because this is legit different. In short, if you want to summarize this whole tangent, the size of these damn whales is ridiculous. I know it's an entity, it's BlackRock, it's Fidelity, but I've never seen anything like this on a consumption of such a small supply. There's not this much Bitcoin going around to feed these things, and they've just started. So, fanboy it up, YOLO, we're going to the moon. Legit, when this thing goes into halving, give it some months and it really starts going into the bull run, dude, like Coinbase and Kraken, they're going to struggle to find Bitcoin to sell. They're going to have to be pulling it from outside the United States. Like, it's going to get wild. And they legally can do that, but what I'm saying is like, price eventually has to be the generator of this, of where this gets the reaction. And right now, the market's not really doing that. We're at 52K. We're not at 152, but all I'm saying is you can't just keep consumption like this and hold price at $50,000. And the other thing, there's a sleeping giant in the room that we're not talking about here yet. Grayscale. Grayscale's dumping more than the miners produce every day, right? And these numbers fluctuate a lot. 170, 50, 170, 150, 140. Negative 55 was today. And Grayscale has, I think, 2% of the supply of Bitcoin in the entire world in spot holdings. Now, I ballparked it, and that's all I can do because the data is very limited. We've only been doing this for like a month or so, right? The thing you have to realize is eventually Grayscale will turn to zero and then eventually go to positive, and it will start becoming an inflow instead of an outflow. So at that point, if Grayscale, Fidelity, BitB, ArcB, all these others start really, really singing along, and then Grayscale stops offloading, and then we go into a halvening, this all compounds and goes even crazier. Now, the question you're going to ask, old runner here, when does Grayscale run out of Bitcoin? I pulled up an Excel sheet today on another computer, and I just kind of ran the numbers. Minimum kind of average consumption, daily consumption, weekly consumptions, etc. Long story short, if Grayscale continues at these speeds, give or take roughly, Grayscale runs out of Bitcoin to sell in about 3 to 5 months. Now, I don't think Grayscale is actually going to offload to zero. I think there's a lot of people that have tax incentives that are going to stay there. So I think eventually you're going to hit a point where the supply levels out and then it starts growing again, even though it has a higher fee than these other ones. And you have to realize, why is this offloading? The Grayscale fees are like 5-10 times higher than the BlackRock fees. So a lot of people just want to get out of BlackRock in general, be done with crypto, and they want to exit the crypto market forever. A lot of these sales are actually funneling back into the Fidelity, the BlackRock, and all the others. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of, it's not wash trading, but it's a lot of movements of that. But eventually that's going to stop. So eventually this is going to stop. And the miners are going to start producing half as many Bitcoins per day. And these ETFs could bring in afterburners. Where price goes from there, I don't know. We're already at $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. You project some of these numbers, it gets really moon boyish, and I don't feel confident or comfortable speaking about those numbers because it's kind of stupid. Like, what if you just kind of try to project these type of consumption rates? It's just like there's just not enough Bitcoin to supply it. Essentially, is where it's at. So that's my spiel on this data, because this data is real. Like, we know, like, that you can actually look up how many actual Bitcoin are in Fidelity's wallet every day. Like, you can see it, and it's public. It's raw data. It's spot. It's not leveraged. So things are really, really lining up for all the dreams and wishes we had in like 2017. So things are good, and I wanted to point that out because I don't think people still recognize the size of what these things are. And these ETFs right now, they're the most successful ETFs like of all time. They're crushing all the records. And it's, if you've noticed, it's not in the news. No one's talking about it. I'm not getting text messages from all my normie friends asking about all this stuff at all. Like, those days are going to come, and we're going to be going parabolic, and God knows where this is going. And when in doubt, before we go into the when in doubt scenario, let me check the chat, because some people dropped some follows, and thank you for the follows. And let me show you my quick, cool little animation. Oh, it used to, I need to update it. It used to have the, that animation used to show subscribe and stuff.
Thank you for the ice cream. Gang,
Holy
gang,
cow.
gang. Slay.
Thank you, guys. Would it be better to, so catching up, first time chat, Ryan, would it be better to buy
Thank you for the
first
ice
outside
cream.
until
Gang,
it gets
gang,
worse
gang.
and then sell higher?
Slay.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I'm still uncomfortable because we're almost all-time high before the halving, which is not normal at all.
Thank you for the
Everyone's gonna
ice
sell
cream.
some CSPs.
Gang, gang, gang. Slay.
Shout out to the Campai Panda guys, by the way. If you don't know what that clip is from, it's from Ice Bags. And I have a whole stream where we talk about... I have a whole clip with that with Crypto ISO. We're like, you do not bet against Ice Bags. Daily chart bearish. I think you're past the time of the cycle of where bears make money. But, and I actually do have to do standby because I have to pull up something that I didn't load, and I can't show off my prototype stuff that I'm working on. I got to keep you guys frosty. Mirror multiple. Where are you? There we go. So I was actually having a talk with a good friend of mine, Freeman Crypto. If you don't know who Freeman Crypto is, he's one of the purples from Swo's Discord, the Moonshot group. And shout out to the Moonshot guys. And Freeman's one of the ones that you'll see me, and he's in the Rainbow Trends Discord too. I will actually ping him and drag him out of the shadows and tag him on stuff and message him because he's quiet. More quiet than I think he should be. Because he's got really, really, really good alpha and he's a really, really good programmer. So shout out to Freeman. But if you drop me off in a Bitcoin cycle and I don't know what to do, bring out and fire out the Mayer multiple. That's what you need to do. And that is what this tool is in the background. I just pulled up something that I didn't want to show, and I prepared it for later in the stream, but I'll come back. This Mayer multiple is visualized with standard deviations based off the 200 daily moving average. Did I create the Mayer multiple? No. Did I figure out how to visualize it so people can actually understand the alpha that's in it? Yes, and that's one of our premium tools, because the Mayer multiple is GOAT when it comes time to understanding where you are in a market. And the way I added the visualizations, pretty much in general, the rule is, and this is why the 2.4 has an asterisk, and not a lot of people follow this tool, I guess. I want to call it a tool, but they don't really, the people that came up with the Mayer multiple, they don't put it on charts, they just reference the number. But once you're above 2.4, your risk to reward is kind of gone, and there's no reason to buy anymore. You just kind of need to hold. But for me, I visualized it, and basically, you get these bad boys into the red bands, it's end times. And that's why I'm really not so crazy about trying to catch a big dip, because we're not in the red bands. If we hit the red bands today, we'd be looking at over $70,000. We're not there yet. I want to get there, but we're not there yet. And if you'll notice, these are the runs to the last all-time high. And then these are the runs to the 2017 that went 2017, and it was way up here. And this is the BLX, or this is not BLX, so it doesn't show it like it should, but it was way up. But the point being, if we really start getting into uncharted territories and we really start getting into stupid numbers and we don't know what to do, if you're losing your way, definitely keep a pulse on Josh Olowicz. See when he gets nervous. He's a really, really good tell. People ask me like why I pay so much attention to him, and I'm like, macro, Josh gets nervous at macro tops. And if you keep an eye on that pulse, it's one of his greatest forms of alpha. He'll get uncomfortable when we start getting into Moonboy targets, and he handles it really well. So shout out to Carpe Noctem, because I wouldn't be here without those videos from 2017. But regardless, we start getting into crazy bad boy territory in 2025. Just keep an eye on this. We start touching these red bands. A top is coming. Is it going to call that perfect top? No, it's not. If you'd have sold here, that would have been $40,000. You wouldn't have got into the 60s, right? But you got to keep an eye on it as the colors rotate out. Or if we just go parabolic as F into this and bounce out, just keep an eye on it. Mayer multiple is goated, and not a lot of people follow it. And I'm going to bring it to the masses because it's amazing. And this is what I did want to show. If you go back and look at the halvening timings, we have, out of all the halvening datas we have, like of all time, there's kind of a window for like the first like all-time high and then like a secondary peak, and you get kind of these windows of where the all-time highs print. That's the halvening. That's kind of the window for the all-time high. That's the halvening. That's the window for the all-time high for the 65K prints. And if you go way back, you can see this back for this one as well, when Bitcoin went from like $11 to like $1,000, which was a really, really big deal. Most people weren't around back then, and that's fair. The point is timing. We're in cycles. We're timing. Why do we care about the halvenings? Because it kicks off the parabolic moves. Why do we care about the parabolic moves? Because if you don't sell into the parabolic moves and you round trip, you just added another cycle to your journey of path to independence and retirement, right? We don't want to do that. So I went back and projected the data based off the previous cycles. And not every cycle is, history doesn't repeat, but it definitely rhymes. This is the window that we're looking for all our next all-time highs. Is it going to be dead nuts in here? No. Is it probably going to be kind of close? Probably. There's a really good probability of this. And mind you, you're not going to call the top. You might once in a lifetime do it, but you're not going to consistently call these bad boy tops. You just got to get that in your head, and that's why 9K preaches once you go through a cycle and he retrace 50%, cut it all. And he's happy with that because he saves powder, right? It's really, really awesome lesson that, but it's really, really hard to follow because it's emotional. But the point being, and you hear me talk about loading bags. These are the bags I wanted to load, and I did load a lot here that I could with spare cash. This is what I'm trying to get them off at in this window. I'm planning for the bull run to be around here. And if you ask me, what is that window? We're talking about April 2025 to like, I had to kind of, there was 2 ways to kind of count like the cycle tops, but it was essentially like that. April or June 2025 with the late ending being kind of like November 2025. Regardless, what it's telling me is like we're going to be climbing this year, and then we're going to be going absolutely crazy in 2025. Where that goes, I don't know. I really don't know. And I just realized that's the reversion bands, not the Mayer multiple. Mayer multiple, there you go. I don't really know. But you can see kind of the trajectory of what these Mayer multiples did in the past. You know, they kind of went up. So I don't know. And you cannot call this. But like, it's like $270,000. I'll be alright with that. The goal is for you guys is to get somewhere in here. And we long somewhere in here. We're not going to be able to get the best clout on all this. We didn't get our leverage 100x here. But we can lie, right? No, I'm kidding. I think Tom Crown actually has one still around from here that's like 10x, which is just amazing. Shout out Tom Crown. He's the GOAT. But that's kind of my moon boy I'm wishing for, right? And if it goes crazy into the paint, you're talking about hitting 400,000. And we've got the flows to do something stupid like that is the point. So anyway, am I just gonna tell you it's gonna go to $1 million in a month or two? I'm not. But realistically, like we're heading into the trajectory where stuff gets real. And you're going to get shaken out a lot of stuff. You're going to see a lot of scam pumps. You're going to see a lot of amazing new tech. You're going to see a lot of amazing things. You're going to see a lot of people go up in flames. You're going to see a lot of scammers. You're going to see a lot of people make it for the right reasons, the wrong reasons, the dumb reasons. The goal here is for you guys to get a cut of what these whales get and hopefully get you to some closer to financial freedom. If we can cut the time that you sit in a cubicle every day, that's kind of the mission. So take that for what it's worth. Ballpark math. That's definitely not financial advice. But you see me reference the Mayer multiple. You see me reference halvening cycles. This is why, guys. It really is. So anyway, Oxbugga, what is up? Yeah, Josh is amazing. If you ask me how many people I've watched over 100 of their videos for, Crypto Zombie and Josh are it. I used to listen to Crypto Zombie every single day, and it was just like, here's 24 hours worth of crypto news in 20 minutes. It was amazing. He's still awesome. I wish I had time to listen to him more. April 2025 doesn't sound too bad, too far away, man. Because I can tell you, this felt like 10 years. And we were at 15K, it felt like 5 years. And now we're at 52K and people are still crying. So, whatever. I'm happy where we're at. And Ethereum's finally moving. And we're over an hour into this stream and I've just talked about Bitcoin. That's it. I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys want to talk about NVIDIA. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, Crypto Zombie's great. Tell him I said hi. His name's K-Dub. He's he's included me on some of his videos before. I'm a big fan. Man, there's stuff I plan to talk about, and then there's stuff we just start talking about as a group. And I don't really know where all these streams go sometimes, but That's Bitcoin. I'm bullish. Will it pull back? Maybe. There's some pivots here. Maybe we hit 42. I don't think you're going to get it. I think a lot of people are going to sit and be sidelined still. We're at $50,000 and people are talking about where to put their powder. You know, we're not that far. We're 30% from the all-time high order block. 30%. Hello. Hello. BlackRock's eating this stuff like it's going to hit that soon. Maybe they do. But we're not this yet. I think this squeeze is coming. You notice that this is kind of a trajectory. This is like crazy vertical trajectory. That's coming. Hopefully. Assuming Bcash doesn't take over and Zcash doesn't become mainstream. That's kind of what we're looking for. But regardless, let's move to number 2, because this is where it gets really interesting. I started having talks with Freeman this week, specifically about Ethereum. And I said, Ethereum, it's programmed. It's coming for this order block. 3,500 is where this bad boy is. And you've seen me post since we got to this range at 2,100, I've been saying, this is where we're going. This is the granddaddy of liquidity, order blocked, and trapped souls who got caught here. That bad boy. And the algorithm lights it up like a Christmas tree. We're going here, in my opinion. Now, what happens past that? I don't know. We have to start having very, very uncomfortable conversations about altcoins that hit trillion-dollar market caps. And why is that? Because Bitcoin is at $1 trillion market cap. As we speak. Ethereum is at 0.357 market cap. If Ethereum hits $10,000, we have altcoins that are over a $1 trillion market cap. So, I don't know. So then the question is okay, let's logically talk this out. If Ethereum can hit $1 trillion market cap, can BNB? Can Solana? I'm asking because legit, I don't have these trajectories with this stuff. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I feel like Ethereum 3xing here and getting to $1 trillion is definitely in the cards. But if we see those numbers, it's not that far. And I don't think we're only going to do this run. We've got like a year and a half left, whatever it is, till we hit November of next year. Where does this go? I don't know. Up, but the limits, dude, I don't know. I want to know. But we have to have a serious conversation about that. Because I don't want to say this can go over $1 trillion. It feels wrong saying that Ethereum's going to hit that high. But then you got people talking about like, dude, 10K's in the bag. So if 10K's in the bag, like, there's legit chances other alts can approach those numbers. And try to have me on air with Doppel and say that, because it feels wrong. Like, I feel like I'm a moon boy shield when I talk about this stuff. It feels way, way wrong. But we're at the base pad before stuff gets crazy. So where does this stuff really go? I don't know. I will say this. That magnet's hitting. We're going to go there, I think. Not that this is financial advice and you're listening to a rainbow cow who likes to talk about rainbows. But I did get Vision Pro right in my profile picture, so that counts for something. But I think we're going to hit this. And if we can hold this and somehow flip it to support, we're going hard into 2025, and this damn thing's deflationary, and BlackRock's filing an ETF for it. So we're going to go through that whole ETF approval process in the middle of a bull market. Grayscale's going to offload, and then BlackRock's going to suck it up, and maybe ETH gets squeezed. I don't know. What's up, Nexus? Say is a $1 trillion coin? Yeah. We're going to see some crazy stuff. What's crazy is like the news isn't even talking about it. I thought Bitcoin hitting 50K would be all over the news. Nope. Quiet. BlackRock's in. Quiet. Quiet as can be. No one cares. So, I don't know. And since we're dropping like a bunch of Rainbow Theory stuff today about like OG tactics, because there's a lot of people that I have this habit where I just talk in my normal talk and I assume people understand what I'm saying, and then I find out the hard way that they're having to ask other people, and I apologize for that, but you have to realize this stuff was developed in a bubble and I just kind of made it up as I went as far as terms. So a lot of the stuff that I say are terms that I just kind of made up because it wasn't in the books. Rainbow Theory is not something you can look up on Wikipedia. And I had to come up with terms that made sense to me. And if you know me, I'm not a dude who cares. I'm confident in what I got, so I don't care about trying to make stuff sound cool, if that makes any sense. But pinks and cyans, if you ever see us talking about that in the Discord, this is what we're talking about. This is the machine learning reversion band, the cyan one. If you touch this thing, it moves and adjusts gains based off its machine learning. Think AI. Now, pink is the strongest Rainbow Theory color we have. White is like the strongest RSI color we have. So when you have pinks printing into cyans, it is like the cream of the crop of a trade exit. Very, very rarely can you get pinks. Even more rare can you get a pink that touches this blue thing, especially since it learns. And it never forgets when it's been burned. So even here, if you notice the trajectory of this band, and I hope you guys can trade with this because this thing's one of the deadliest tools we have. You notice how it has an up kick? That's because we're pushing into it and we're touching it. It doesn't like to be touched. It likes to be pushing out and showing you where the never been done before territory is. And right now, Spell is having a pump that is in never been done before territory. And look at this volume. I thought this thing was dead. Look at these well prints. Well print cluster. Boom, 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 boom. Full send into this and then it stopped. That is your exit point. And if you know Pixa at all in the Discord, this is the stuff he hunts down to short. And the dude's a magician at scalping into these, or getting shorts into these and then riding them back down until they find support and making some crazy, crazy awesome trades. He's like one of the best at it. So if you ever hear me talk specifically, Pepper, I was talking to you today in the Degen, or is it Degen? What's your guys' Discord's name? Degen DAO. That's what I'm referring to. Pinks and cyans. And that's what I tagged you in our Discord, in the Rainbow Trends Discord. This is an active, live, never been done before pink and cyans trade that's happening now. Odds are this forces a retrace. How far down, I can't tell you. But it's like over 90% probability this bad boy retraces. Now, mind you, Spell is a very, very low cap coin that's dead. If there's some type of news that is cooking, news can break this and it can keep going up. So keep that in mind. If you see Litecoin do this, like, there's not really going to be Litecoin news that can send this higher. So, like, keep that in mind. But the lower the caps are, the rules can be broken a little bit, and that's just the way it is. When the market caps are lower, whales can do dumber things. And that's exactly why you don't see Litecoin and Bitcoin printing pinks all the time. It takes big, substantial runs with big whales to do that type of stuff. And those big whales are slower. They can't move as fast as the others, right? So, but typically, even here, you're seeing pinks bleed off. Pink, bleed off. Pink, bleed off. Now we have mega pump into here. And you have an RSI rotation. White, orange, yellow, then to red. And now we're printing no RSI prints. So it's cooling off. Big time. Can you see the colors on the lower time frame? All pink. Then you get some purples and some blues. And now we're actually printing green. So, gun to my head. Nerf gun to my head. That's coming. And it happens over and over and over and over again. And Rainbow Theory teaches you, don't buy pinks and cyans. You sell here. Or you should try to do a short if you're a leverage trader. But you're forgetting this is a art channel. This is not a trading channel. So anyway, let me catch back up. Oh, Sniping Snake's here. My guy. We need to celebrate. You're going to get better stickers on your CSGO skins. Danny's Game Coin. Sniping Snake. For the first time ever, I've been holding a coin for more than 1 hour. 2K in Filecoin after buying back into crypto 5 weeks ago. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, we can look at Filecoin. Filecoin was such a cool thing to me back in the day, based off the tech. Hey, it's a crypto coin where you mine off hard drives with cloud storage. That's some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. That just sounds cool. We're not mining with process compute, we're mining with hard drives. That's amazing. So, you have to remember though, Filecoin isn't really about cloud computing anymore, or cloud storage anymore. It's somehow branded as an AI narrative. Me in particular, I've never really liked how it reacted. Its nature has changed considerably since it's rebranded as AI. And I say rebranded, don't quote me on this, but they've updated the coin to be more of an AI token. What does that really mean? I don't know. Maybe the EVM's like super parallel, 90 degrees. I don't know. I don't care. It's about you got to get. I have to get Jared Gray on here to explain that type of stuff. All I do know is Jared Gray is super bullish on Filecoin. I can't understand what he's telling me when he talks about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the head chef at Sushi. Shout out Jared. He's amazing. He's also a moonshot guy too. He actually has Rainbow Trends. He's really big on it. So long term, I think Filecoin has a philosophy here to have narrative to jump it up and keep sustaining. But dude, if you're up, you're printing pinks. I at least knocks. I mean, you got pinks into the green reversion bands. Take some off here and there. Take a little 5% off here, another 5% off. It doesn't matter. Slowly get that capital back and go from there. That'd be my advice. Please take a look at GMX. The blueberry coin. We can take a look at that real quick. And then we're gonna have to go hop off in the Discord, and then we can keep looking at charts in the Discord. I'm just gonna turn off all this streaming stuff, and maybe I'll figure out how to fire up Twitter. Albeit I got uncheckmarked today, and I'm technically shadow banned. So shout out for the $16 a month subscription. GMX. Ooh. Big bear market drop down. It's not super clean to me. I would argue that this is more or less... No, my boxes are not right. Let me switch it. So if you want boxes to extend, you can double click them and change your settings to do extend right. Bam! And that's how I draw order blocks. Shout out TraderMain. I can't see him, so I had to program coding to do it. He can see it with his bare eyes or neck, whatever you want to call it. But I would say that's support, and you can see the pink RSI here. So that's your floor. There's double pivots here, plus an all-time, not all-time, but a recent all-time high. If everything stays in line and keeps pushing buller, we're looking for like this, but it may roll over. So you got to be careful, or it pumps up above it and goes. And you just got to see your levels. If it can break above like the $65, let it roll. But if not, I don't know. Can I even buy this? Kraken has it, but that might not be stateside. Coinbase doesn't have it. So yeah, that would be my guess. Oh, Ondo. So shout out to Doc. He's way up on Ondo, and this is one of the biggest positions he's ever had. If you know Doc, he rolls deep. he won't answer my DMs anymore about my upcoming processor. It's probably because he's got the 16 core. Yeah. So Ondo is pretty much in price discovery. If you've noticed, there's not a lot of history here. This is kind of a new thing, albeit I think it's BlackRock associated, which is always good because people have a hard-on for Fink. But you'll see that the machine learning's trying to learn this thing. It's super, super volatile. I think Doc was down here around 28 cents. Now it's at like 40, for F's sake. Just want to throw in some Rainbow Theory stuff here. You'll notice that there's a pivot here. And you'll notice that the price came back and kissed those pivots and then went. That's what I talk about and draw. Like, hey, we hit a level, we go above it, we retest, and then go. That sweep here is what this stuff is in real life. This is what it looks like with actual candles. So Ondo is going into price discovery. Where does that go? Whenever we talk about like price discovery, I always go into CoinMarketCap and I look at the ranks and I look at the stuff. Ondo is ranked 115, so it can definitely get rolling, but it's not like a top $5,000 coin where I expect it's possible to do 100x. Like, that's not really a thing. But what you can do is say what the total market cap is, 581,000 or 581 million. You can project like what's the price gonna be if this turns into like a top 20 coin, and you can kind of figure out like Moonboy theories. If this thing climbed into a top 20, you're looking at something like over a $5 billion market cap, and it's basically a 600 million right now. So you're talking like a 10x. So if this thing, assuming all the market caps didn't just push off in a full-on bull run, you're talking like 40 cents or 10x. $4. You're talking like $4 for an Ondo, for a single Ondo. And if Ondo hits $4 and Doc sells, he's gonna be rolling around in like an Apache helicopter. So would love to freaking see it. But anyway, yeah, Zcash did a thing today. Grayscale announced they're gonna do a privacy coin ETF, which sell it while the news is hot is all I can say. $27. And shout out to my favorite chartist who sounds like he listens to the Lattice album at all times. Sniped the micro bottom here. Nexus got an entry like down below $20 and now it's up 40%. So Nexus somehow pulled up an over 40% trade on Zcash. And people have been asking me, hey, what are your thoughts on Zcash? You used to be the Zcash king. That torch may have been transferred, guys. Nexus may be the next Zcash guy. The old beautiful days of trading Zcash where it would sit there and just do stuff like this, I haven't seen this stuff in a long time, where it's bam, 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 and painting pivots really, really pretty. I haven't seen this in a long time. So I haven't been trading it. When it's doing these type of things, like, I can be on vacation and pay for vacation, like when this stuff is going down type of thing. But it hasn't done this in a long time, and the volume's died off. And the time for privacy coins was the Canada's trucker protest where they shut down everybody's bank accounts, and no one ever came through with the privacy coin narrative. So in my opinion, I don't think privacy coins are ever going to be a thing again. But if it starts rocking and rolling, sure. But we got a God candle today that printed pink. Like, this is take profit area for sure. Love the Nexus. He took on Rainbow Theory as well and mixed it with his, I don't even know what to call it. I really don't know what to call it. His charts are crazy and confused us for a very, very long time, and still confuse me, but it's cool. Time and place is what matters. But we look in 2 dimensions on this chart, and we live in a 3D world. Maybe we need a trading view with a Vision Pro. So, before we talk about anything else, NVIDIA is apparently the greatest creation since sailing? I don't know. This thing is gone. And until it's not gone, I don't know what to tell you. Is it going to top out? Sometime. Is it uncomfortably pumping to me? Yes. Would I dare short this damn thing? Absolutely not. That's just how I am. And stuff can pump and stay irrelevant for longer than you can think. But I will tell you this. I absolutely love NVIDIA graphics cards. Always have. I like AMD processors, but I like NVIDIA graphics cards. And this bad boy's about to hit $800 and was the #1 traded stock in the S&P 500 this week, or the entire stock market this week. So, up. Everyone was worried about earnings. They beat. They beat big time. And they're powering AI. And AI is still going at it. It's a consumption problem. Just like the ETFs are eating Bitcoin. These AI facilities, these language learning models, they consume NVIDIA products. And there's not really anything else out there yet. Except maybe the ARM infrastructure. But ARM already had a crazy God candle pump. And shout out to the 9K, not the 9K, the Rainbow Trends guys that killed this trade. Because if you actually hang out in our Discord, this got spoon fed to me. You need to buy a bunch of ARM. And now it's doubled in price. And if you listen, it's there. So it's always really important to listen to like your OGs, for sure. And if you ever wonder why like certain people have certain colors, like there's certain people that I have long-term track histories with that I would personally hand them money and not worry about it. And I try to hint that out there. So you see the cyan guys preaching about something, you see the purple guys talking about something, or some of the other special flair, pay attention. That's all I can say. That is how I got in on Say this year. Last year. And traded this entire run up, Rainbow Theory style. But I only know to do that because I know how to listen to my OGs. And that one in particular was an orange. So, little tangent there, but there's colors in the code, there's colors in the tools, there's colors in the Discord, and that's the reason behind it on a lot of them. So, Say and Tia, they haven't moved yet. I think they will. Say is still really, really cool to me. But let's check, see what the markets are doing. There's been a lot of stuff. Oh. Jasmy pumped. I forgot to show this. So shout out to Playmaker. Jasmy pumped like 50% in a day and we didn't hear from him, and I was about to file a missing persons report with the police department. I have no idea what Jasmy did, but if you notice, there is a cluster of 3 well prints, and that is what we call a well print cluster. And on the main indicator, we have an alert for that and a table for that. And you can actually set an alarm on any time frame for any token or asset. And if that little whale symbol hits, it'll shoot you an email or text you on your phone. Wake up. Because typically, when you see clusters of these bad boys, and the way this tool works is it looks in the past 10 candles, and if it sees 10 candles with multiples, it'll flag it. And you can adjust this too. Most people don't know this. You can adjust this to be more aggressive. So I could say, hey, only do it if there's 4 well prints. Well, there's only 3 here, so it doesn't flag it. But I can adjust it down to 3. Now it's there. 2. Boom, boom. So shout out to Pixa, because Pixa asked for this, and it's been alpha as can be. Because he just started DMing me. He's like, hey, did you notice that when you see 3 or 4 of these things real tight, it just full sends? So then we started backtesting it and found in the data, that's legit. And Jasmy's pumped 150% since that whale print. And you talk about whales not wanting to be observed, that is the code, the algorithms sniffing out whales and trying to expose them. So that's all that. And lo and behold, where did price stop? In the pink and cyan machine learning bands. So just, I know I'm speaking to the choir on a lot of this stuff, but people don't know that this stuff is in the tools or in the theory. And if you can grasp this stuff, the more profitable you're going to be. And it's really cool to see the volume just slam on this damn thing. It's awesome. What's it going to do from here? Cool off. Highly, highly, highly likely it's going to cool off. Whether that's an extended sideways or a down, who knows? Or maybe some cool news hits on this very, very, very low cap and it just keeps going. Who knows? But the machine learning bands are telling you this was the never been done before territory, and that's exactly where the whales sent it. Because anything past that was going to cost them a lot of gas, a lot of fuel, and they don't want to spend it. So, anyway. Playmaker reloaded. The sniping snake. Are you in any current trades? Always, sir. Not that I trade securities. Damn. 4090. Maybe the target for NVIDIA should be the graphics card models. You get to the 1080. You get to the 1080, then the 2070, the 3080. That'd be cool. Paperclip on YouTube is saying they will continue to beat Q over Q. The scary part will always be guidance. Man, you're sounding like Doppel. Doppel always cares about the guidance. If they guide lower, they guide higher. That is what's been moving markets. There's been so many charts. I don't know if this is one of them, but yeah, check this out. Earnings for PANW, Palo Alto Networks, they beat. Price nuked. So you really have to pay it according to guidance, because even if they beat, but they say like, man, our next quarter is gonna suck, stocks go crazy. What was, guys, help me remember out. You guys were talking about this in the Discord. The typo on the quarterly report, was it Carvana, where they round tripped it in an hour? It was the aftermarket extended sessions. Oh, that's today. Wow, Carvana did really well. Shout out to that volatile coin. There was a what I'm getting at is there was a aftermarkets hour. It was Roku. They did a typo on. No, somebody did a typo on a quarterly earnings report, and they added a 0 to one of the financial numbers, and the algorithms picked it up, and it just went poof, shot up like 50%, and then it retraced once they corrected it and said, "Whoops, we noted the error and corrected it." I forgot what the stat was, but it was pretty comical, because it was just like after hours literally did this within 2 hours. It was pretty cool. It was Lyft. Yeah, I want to find it so I can show you guys, because I sound like an imbecile. There it is. There's your Lyft earnings error report. So shout out to the intern. So you don't see it on the non-adjustable. So if you go to TradingView, you can actually click this, and this is regular trading hours. This is extended, so you can see the futures here. I hate this coloring. I wish I could get rid of that, but this was all off of a typo. Let me see if we can catch it on the 5 minute. Yeah. Let's go to 1 minute for fun. Let's go. Thanks, Paperclip. He called it too. So, this was like... Ooh, that's interesting. Price pumped 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes before earnings dropped. So maybe there was an insider trader. There's always an insider trader. But the point is, the earnings dropped. The typo was there. Price after hours went 55%. This is not crypto. 55%, and then round tripped. And it freaking hit. It wicked right to the pivots, which is just crazy. Pivots are so goated. Tagged it, and then it kind of adjusted, and now the market has to figure out what the hell to do with it, because this is just such a crazy print. And you have to be on extended hours, because you won't see it otherwise. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. And if you don't know what we're going to do, we're going to go have an awesome time in the Rainbow Trends Discord and hang out. And I'm going to post the invite. If someone doesn't already have it, invite people. Copy. Hop on there. We're going to fire up the group chat and let the OGs talk and show what they want to talk about. Thanks for showing up. Thanks, guys. This is getting fun. We've gone through the bear market stuff, and now stuff's getting a lot more interesting. Like, subscribe, hit a dislike if you want. I'm trying to get the YouTube going. If you've seen with all the clips, and I'm so excited to get that better processor to help me out with that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the Discord, and we can go hang out in there. See ya.